Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining, and today I am super excited to share with you something and share with you a few projects that I'm gonna have lined up for the Fox Body coming up, because today I received in the mail some car parts. That's right, I love it when car parts show up, you guys, because isn't it like the anticipation of just waiting for it, like looking at the tracking number, like hoping that nothing's gonna be wrong with them and like damaged, right? I tell you what, if you have a crazy like car parts shipping story, feel free to add it in the comments, because I would love to hear about it and hear your stories and your experiences. I'm sure the viewers would too as well. But without further ado, let's get into what has arrived today. All right, so first piece is this right here. Let's get this door open. This is a can of SEM interior paint. And the reason I got this is because when I first bought the car, it actually had gray interior in it, and somebody did a black interior conversion in it and still had the gray console in it. So I originally painted it with like a cheap interior paint, maybe like a Duplicolor or something, but it's got a sheen to it that isn't correct. It's like a super glossy sheen. And this paint from SEM, Color Coat, if you can see that, actually has more of a satin sheen that matches more the OEM look and feel. So I'm gonna pull that console out, I'm gonna repaint it. So that's my first project coming up that I'm gonna have for this car. What I got along with the paint is actually a little bitty piece that always breaks inside these cars. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Fox bodies, but when they on the console, where like the little lid is, this is actually the panel that is underneath that. And what happens is, I don't know if you can see this or not, but this little tab right here, it always breaks, and it doesn't let the console like completely shut down. So mine cracked and broke, so I got a new one just to replace that. But as you can see here, I tell you what, and looking at this color here and then looking at the sheen of that, it's pretty freaking close, right? It's gonna be a good match for it. So anyways, that's my first project. Pulling the console out, doing a little bit of the interior cosmetic fixing. All right, so on to the next piece, and that is this. It's another little bit of a restoration going on here. I actually got this from Drake Muscle Cars, which they have some restoration products that they offer for Mustangs, and they have a few Fox body things. But this is a coolant reservoir tank. My coolant reservoir tank, it's not cracked or anything, it's just really dingy looking, and I've tried to clean it to make it look better, and I can't seem to clean it and get it to look great. So this was not expensive at all, but I have the factory cap that goes on and everything, but this just looks really nice because it's brand new, there's no cracks or anything, so it'll just clean up my engine compartment space a little bit nicer. So there is project number 2, replacing this guy. All right, now on to project number 3, and that is this. This actually is a battery hold down tray from Detroit Speed, and it's actually a billet aluminum hold down tray. My battery hold down tray in the car right now is kind of janky. It's the original. I think it's just, this is a really nice upgrade. So I thought, what the heck. Gotta get it open here. All right, there we go. Ooh, this is nice. Nicely packed. Get all that stuff out of there. Ooh, yeah. This is really, oh my gosh, got some pieces in here. Got some instructions. Got some hardware. This is actually a multiple piece kit here. So it looks like it has, from the pictures that I saw when I ordered this, it actually has a tray that goes on the bottom of it. And I guess it's just where it originally bolts to the actual firewall, like the interior engine compartment. Not the firewall, the fender well. Yeah, this is nice. You can see how nicely it is. I'll do some close-ups of this, get a little better. This is the bottom piece. And then there is the actual tray itself, which is full billet aluminum. Wow, it's pretty nice. This is a pretty nice looking piece. Very sharp. Very sharp looking. And then of course, the top of it, which is actually the hold down itself. It's a really nice looking piece. So I'm excited to get this in here and see what it looks like inside the car. Again, I got this from Detroit Speed, and it's their billet aluminum battery hold down tray. Very cool piece. So last but not least is this BMW Super Coolant differential cover. I've been wanting to put one of these on the car on the differential for quite a while. And this actually isn't the silver one I got. I actually got the black one. So let me see, I might have to get a knife for this one. It's got some packing tape and stuff. Oh, no, it's coming out pretty good. Yes. This is exciting, I love this. So I'm thinking about a much bigger project with this, but we'll see what happens. Oh, wow. Wow, this is really cool. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. Whoa. This looks sick. This is gonna look so sick on the car. I'll do some close-ups of that, let you guys really see it. Oh wow, and it's got the adjusters. So where basically the adjusters here on the back of the differential cover push on the main caps that hold the main bearings that hold like the differential in, the actual carrier. So they strengthen it and keep it from basically tweaking and distorting a little bit. So it's a little bit of extra safety measure back there. This is a really nice looking piece. I mean, this is a really nice looking piece, and it's gonna look sick underneath the car when you jack it up. Which brings me to the actual project. I have a wheel seal that's leaking, like the rear axle seal on the outer axle seal is leaking just a little bit, enough to where it's not like making, you know, puddles on my wheel or anything like that, but it is starting to seep a little bit. So it has stock axles in the rear end. So I figured, what the heck, this would be a great time to maybe go ahead and put some upgrade axles into it. So I think I'm gonna stick with like maybe a Steeda or something like that along those lines of axle. I am keeping it 4 lugs, I'm keeping the 4 lugs set up on the car. But then I'm thinking also, okay, if you get a set of axles and put in the car and you're gonna do that, I'd actually really like to take the rear end out and clean it, wire brush it down. I did this years ago when I very first got the car, but it's starting to get that service rust on it. And also, I want to start painting the underneath of the car and like get it cleaned up, like really cleaned up. So pull the suspension down, pull the rear axle down, take the axles out of it, paint the casing, make it look really nice. But then it's like, if you're gonna pull the axles out, you're gonna take the rear end out of it, take the suspension out, then you might as well just go ahead and get a third member. And if you're gonna have a third member, you might as well go ahead and get a full bearing kit. And then if you get a full bearing kit, you might as well go ahead and get a full ring gear kit, put on in it. And if you're gonna do that and pull the suspension down, you might as well get all these suspension bushings for the rear end. And then after that, you might as well go ahead and just start rebuilding a new drive shaft, transmission, rear seal. I don't know. I think I'll start with the interior. Probably the battery tray first, yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'll get that in and we'll see how it looks, all right?